Good afternoon. My name is Don Valladares. May I ask what your name is?
I'm Jorge Treviño.
How old were you and where were you when the test took place?
I was a freshman in high school. I was like 14 or 15, I guess. And I was actually in first period soccer. So I was actually playing soccer, and when we came back, when we were changing, there were people who started screaming, "Hey, they blew up the Twin Towers." So, yeah.
Um, uh, how did you find out about the test? Like,
The attacks. So they walked in, we were changing, and they walked in, and they told us, and then when we went to our next period class, I had history second period, and they had on TV, they were showing all the news and stuff.
and when did you realize it was a terrorist attack?
Probably that same day.
Was it like when you first saw it, did you know it was a terrorist attack or?
Why did it was an attack? But then, like that same day, I found out that there was probably terrorists.
And when you learned about the attack, like what emotions or thoughts did you have when it was happening?
Well, first I was shocked. I didn't think like anybody could like attack like the greatest country in the world like that. But yeah, mostly just shocked, a little scared, but mostly just shocked.
Were you afraid for your safety or for the safety of your family?
No.
What is the most vivid memory of that day?
That day?
Yeah.
Just seeing how everybody else was reacting to it, because there was a lot of people that were scared and they were fearing for their lives and they just thought it was like crazy. So I think my memory is just seeing other people like being scared. I've never seen like that many people scared at the same time.
And do you know anybody who was personally impacted in, about the attack?
Yeah, so that day when it happened, when I went to my fourth period class, I was sitting down to one of my best friends, she was a girl named Eve, and she was crying. I asked her why she was crying. She said that her sister actually worked at the World Trade Center. But then we found out that her sister had quit the job like 2 weeks before, so she wasn't even there. So it was cool. But like she didn't know that she wasn't working there, but she was all scared and freaking out. But yeah, it was really weird. Like like she had a sister that was supposed to be there.
And how did the nation react about the attacks?
We went to war, dude. And I actually ended up going. I've been to Iraq. I actually joined the military because of 9/11. And so right after high school, actually I graduated early just to go to war. So yeah, I was like 17 years old. I was in the military, and by 18 I was already in Iraq. So it was life changing.
Do you agree with the decisions to invade Afghanistan after the attacks?
No, because it wasn't even them that attacked us.
And do you agree with the decisions to invade Iraq after the attacks?
No, we didn't have any good reason to go to war, but we still went.
Do you believe the government has done enough to keep us safe from terrorism today?
Yeah, I mean after that, we've done enough.
How do you think the September 11 attacks changed our country and the world?
I used to have I had Muslim friends that were they were Muslim before 9/11, and they used to say that this is the greatest country to be in. Like they loved coming to the United States, they loved being here. And after the attacks, like the whole United States just hated Muslims. They didn't care. Like they thought like all Muslims were terrorists. So even my friends that were like had nothing to do with it, like people started treating them bad, and it affected them in a way that they went from thinking that this was the greatest country in the world to them thinking like, dude, this is one of the worst countries. Why does everybody hate me? And it was just that simple attack, and then we blamed, all Muslims. But it wasn't all Muslims, it was just a few people, and then everybody that got affected by it. So I think that's the hardest problem is how the Muslims had to, like the way they live now, they live in fear. They live in a country that doesn't like them. And before it wasn't even like that.
And has the September 11 attacks changed you in some way?
Yeah, I mean, I joined the military because of it, and I went to Iraq, I've been to Afghanistan, I've been to stuff like that. And I don't think I would have ever joined the